Hi y'all. So I did this video of how to do your microwave and oven in a tall IKEA cabinet because it took me a little while to figure it out. IKEA gives you good directions, but they're all separate directions. There's one for the cabinet, there's one for each appliance, and there's one for this oven filler piece. So I just kind of made this video to kind of combine everything together, and hopefully it'll help you figure out how to do this. So what I've done so far is put the basic cabinet together as normal, and then I attach the two doors to the top as normal, and then this one has a 10-inch drawer. So I assembled the drawer and installed it on the glides just like normal. And then for the 10-inch drawer on the bottom, you're going to attach your shelf on the 8th hole from the bottom. And it has the screw type holders, 6 of them. So the bottom shelf, which will hold the oven, is on the 8th row from the bottom. So now we're ready to put the oven in. We wired it and we took the door off, and we're going to slide it onto its shelf. The next step after you slide the oven into the space is to use 2 of the black grommets that they provided with the oven into the holes on the side rails, and use a flathead screwdriver to turn the grommets a 1/4 turn counterclockwise. So you have one there and you have one there on the other side. The next step is to take the screws provided and fasten them to the grommet into the cabinet. And you're going to do it on that side, and you're going to do the same thing on this side. At this time, it might be a good idea just to go ahead and turn your breaker back on and make sure the oven works before you proceed, so you can make sure your wiring is correct. Next, we're going to put the vent tab onto the oven frame with the little screws that were provided with the oven. They're 3/8 inch long. So you take your vent tab that also came with the oven and you screw it into the frame on the right and on the left. Okay, now it's time to put the door back on the oven because we have it all installed. So you're going to stick those hinges in all the way. Takes a little bit of manhandling. Open the door all the way that it will go, and then you slide those guys back over into place. Both sides, and your door should close. Make sure it opens and closes fully, and you're done with the oven. So your shelf should be right below the front part of your oven here. Next, I drew a line down the center of the shelf where the microwave is going to go. And then I drew lines to the right and the left, 10 3/8 inches. And then we are sticking down these strips that came with the microwave oven. Now we're going to screw these plates to the brackets so that we can put them on the microwave so we can install the microwave. So these plates go onto here, and that one's already on. And then you're going to use the smallest screws here. I use all 4 of them to screw these extension plates onto the brackets. For these little T10 screws, you're going to need a star driver, which it's very handy to have one of these guys. Everything in every size you need. Now we're on to the microwave. We are going to loosen these 2 screws that are about even with the microwave handle. Just loosen them, you don't need to take them out all the way. And we're going to put the side bracket. Now that those screws are a little bit loosened, we're going to put our bracket on here and tighten it with the screws at the bottom, like this. And we're going to do that on both sides. I like to go ahead and peel this back just a little bit because sometimes after you put the microwave in, it's really hard to get to and it'll tear off in pieces. So just put it down a little bit so you don't have to grab that piece. So I slid the microwave onto the shelf, which almost killed me, so you might want to use 2 people. And you're going to need to make sure these brackets are pulled out. They have some bend to them, so you want to pull them out so they're in front of your cabinet edge. Okay, and that's on both sides. So we're going to pull these out so the hole, and then you're going to use the 2 longest screws that came with your microwave to attach those to your cabinet. Here's what it looks like after you screw it into the cabinet. Just make sure you don't over tighten it. Okay, now we're going to put the side trim pieces on, and you're just going to fit the lip behind the microwave frame and then make sure you grab that bracket on the side. And then you're going to use the 1-inch screws that were provided with the oven and put 2 on each side. And again, you'll need that star driver for these. So 1 there, 1 at the bottom, and then 1, 2 over here. Okay, I put the shelf in at the same level with the bottom of the cabinet door here. And as you can see, there's a gap above the microwave. I wanted the oven and microwave to be together. So we're going to take this oven filler piece that I got from IKEA, and we are going to put it in this gap. However, I think it is too tall, so we are going to trim it. So I'm going to take a measuring tape here and measure the space, and it says 3 inches, and this is a teensy bit more than 3, so we're just going to trim a sliver off the length of this. We trimmed this oven filler piece to fit, and now we put on these L brackets. Make sure you use short screws. If you use the longer screws, they will go through the piece and damage the front, and you want the front to be pretty. So put in these L brackets and just make sure that it's flush with the outside so that it will attach to the cabinet properly. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. I removed the shelf so that you can access to put this in, and basically you're just going to use those L brackets and screw them directly into the cabinet and make sure that the front of this filler panel is flush with the cabinet. And here is the finished product. Just need to put the handles on and take off the stainless stickers.